Today I made a garment bag for my horse show clothes, and I used my competition horse show ribbons to front the bag. It's a 30-inch parka zip. I've got grouse grain ribbon to bias the edges, and it has one 6-inch zipper inside for my show jewelry and other odds and ends that I put in. The odds and ends that I want with that costume. Let me show you how I made it. It didn't take long.
I started with 3 pieces of fabric that are cut 20 inches wide and 3 feet long. 2 of the pieces I have folded in half and pressed them. They are underneath the top layer. You can almost see underneath. They're there. And I just used an ordinary clothes hanger that I would use with my show clothes, and just cut the shape of the bag to fit the hangers that I use with my clothes.
We're going to do this. This is the fun part. This is a staple puller and a letter opener. Going back here, the ribbons are stapled on. All you need to do is just pop that loose. And then pull it. The backs of these just peel off. The hook goes with the paper backing. Or it didn't want to pull off earlier. These are heavily glued on. Of course, I didn't open one of these ribbons. I opened up one from a different shell. One from different companies. Alright. Now I've got it laid out the way I think I'm going to have it, the finished product of it look. I've got some of the pink at the top, but we're going to put a border on that. I always hold my thread to start. And
here I am sewing with gold metallic thread. I've got 2 ribbons pressed together. I'm using a zigzag stitch, and pretty well the sewing machine just pulls the ribbons through evenly with the feed dogs. I'm just guiding it, almost hardly holding the ribbons, and the machine's doing the work. A simple zigzag stitch, and I'm using gold metallic thread because I think it would match the print on the ribbons.
Is near the end. This end will be up against the zipper. And so I'm just sliding just enough to go under the gold or yellow. The yellow streamer here. Lining it up. Put a little more into there. I'm going to cut the bottoms all even when it's done. What I've got here is another piece of taffeta. It is a 12. It is 12 inches by 8 inches, and I have pressed it.
Here I'm sewing the zipper to the top of the inside pocket. Just top stitching along the zipper tape using a zipper foot.
Zipper. Some folks say you can sew on it. I've never had luck doing that. fold right against my zipper teeth, but not in them. There we go. Perfectly top stitched. And now I have a lined pocket, the front and the inside. Perfect. Okay, now I've got my pocket, and I have got my, as you face your garment bag, this is going to be my right panel, and this is the inside. I don't want to sew this to both the inside lining and the outside of my garment bag. I want it just the inside lining. So what I'm going to do is just open this up. I want my pocket, so I am on the left. Just going to center it. I want it near the bottom. Alright, I open the zipper. It's going to be a lot easier to sew it straight down that line. Pull that pin out. The machine does hate it. Just make sure all your layers on the foot, but not on my zipper. And there's the finished pocket on the inside. Zipper works. You can see it's the right sides of the fabric, so it's a fully lined little pocket, and it's just boxed in with ribbon, cross grain ribbon, just to hold it together instead of trying to make a welt pocket or something. And it gives a little more stability, and it's ribbon's holding it up pretty good. I have pinned the ribbons to the bag. I've got it open. Here's the press fold that I put in this morning. I've sewn the ribbons together to each other. I'm going to sew it to the front of the bag. I've opened the fold, all of these. Make sure you've got nothing caught up underneath. And it's all just going straight through. Just give it a look, because I want to. Yeah. I have sewn the ribbons onto the front, but just the very front of my garment bag, not the inside lining, not through to the inside lining. I'm going to sew the zipper on. I'm using a parka zipper because it's what I had in my drawer. I think I bought it by mistake. They can be kind of clunky to use, but the advantage is now I've got just the half of the front that I'm working with. So I don't have to have both halves of the front while I sew the zipper on. The other half is on the table over there. So what we're going to do is and I've loaded pink thread in the machine now. Go through a lot of different colors doing this because I like it to match. With the exception of the gold, I wasn't going to be able to match everything, so I thought gold will go with it all. So, oh, that's not a zipper foot. Oh, and you want to take it off your zigzag. And zero width. That's fine. I'll be covering that up later with some ribbon. More ribbon. What I'm doing is sewing through the fold. This is already folded over. I'm sewing the fold right to the zipper type. Sewing as close as I can to the edge, using my zipper foot. This is the second side, and I thought I'd just show a little bit. This also has the zippered pocket on the inside, and we are now sewing through all that. I did pin a lot because I want the zipper to match the other side, so I pinned the zipper on very well while I had both the zipper sides attached. And there. So this is just a little more space in that. So I'm just turning the whole half of the bag around, and I'm going to put the foot down, see where that lands. I want a little more to the left. I want my needle to land in the very bottom of the valley on the ribbon. And all I'm going to do is just I don't like to hand sew. If I don't have to hand sew, I'm not going to. There we go. Bring my needle up. Pick that up. Gonna reach for my favorite pair of scissors. I still have pink thread loaded in my bobbin. It's not gonna matter for this. Okay, we'll put that down. I'm going to tack it down in at least 4 places. Let me cut that off. I think I broke my bobbin last time I wound it. I'm going to pull this apart. Right there looks like a wider valley. You can see how this is easier, that I can take it apart. If this were all sewn together, I would have my arms full of troubles, or I would be forced to hand sew it. I don't want to hand sew it. If you don't mind hand sewing things, that would probably be the way to do it. But I'm just showing you a good sewing machine. Okay. There we go. I'll pick it up. Leave these on because you're only going to turn it. I want to. Let's see. There's a good spot right there. Just did that one. So in here and here. Let's go there. I'll be going by counting your stitch. Just do what your foot has room for. I happen to have left the zipper foot on my machine from the last time, and I decided that's working out better than the standard foot. So just give it just a couple of stitches that way. Back up. All I'm doing is tacking it down very well. One more. I want the land from same. Let's see. It is not terribly noticeable. It's a lighter yellow. That's okay. And, you know, some people might like their medallions not upright. If you prefer yours, you know, askew and the real haphazard look, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm just having to... let's see. Like I said, it's kind of like in 4 points. That there's probably the best. Looking widest. Looking longest. There we go. But I'll pull that out just a little. Not all my ribbons have these peaks and valleys. Some of them go around, and what I would do is maybe just zigzag tack them down around the very, very edge on some of them. Depending on your rosette, not all of them have the scalloping that this has. Play that back and see how dark that is. No, that was good. It's tacked down in 4 places. And there is room. I'm going to sew it together with bias. There we go. We got one yellow medallion sewn on. I think while I've got the yellow thread in there, I'm going to sew on the other yellow. What was that? Got the standard foot on. Pin out. I'm using my foot as the guide. I'm just sewing along the edge of the foot and the ribbon. I believe this is an 1.5 inch wide. What I'm looking at is I'm going to sew this medallion on, a rosette, but it is also very close to the edge, and I'm going to need to have at least a 1/2 inch around my edge to sew the bag together. Just sew the bag together. Straight. I don't want it pulling out. I want this to stay. This is not going to come out. There we go. I will be sewing over it again. Back stitch in. Okay, that was just going over the edge of the tail end of the zipper tape. I've got the zipper wide open on this, so I'm only working on half. Again, I'm working with half the front. I've got the zipper wide open on this. You'll see the end as it comes up. I always like to give it a look and make sure everything is going as planned. It's not the same shade as the show ribbon, but it's not the same texture either. So it's not going to look like you tried the matching. this different. And it's a quilt. That's what I got the quilt going on here. I'm leaving the ribbon on the spool just so that I can sew it. And I'll cut it when I get to the end. Put it in my tray. Move these out of the way because this is going to come through. We'll just leave the top as it is. Now I still have the zipper foot. I could probably change that over now. I'm kind of used to it. All I'm going to do, I'm going to tack this down. Turn on the machine. Reinforce it because I'll be tugging on it pretty good. See if I can get right to the edge. Needle down. I'm going to sew it down to, oh yes, I'll leave that there. Here's this. Alright, that's the end of that. It's not going any further. With a coil zipper, I'd consider going over the top of it. But no, this one. There we go. Look at that. Wonderful. This just exactly little something to lean on. What I have here is cross grain ribbon. Just going to snip that edge off. Everything nice and neat. Alright. And then hopefully I can just jam my machine. I am very much on the edge. I'll need to see if I even caught the back side. And I did. I got the back side. Wonderful. Then the cotton bias tape. It's also more durable. And I just need to be sure. And I've got some loose threads here that stay. And
The garment bag will be complete when I put on the zipper pulls, one on the main bag and one on the pocket.
I put the bead on the face just a little more on the zipper. Make it easier to get hold of and pull it. Loose thread. Definitely not going to close that. tight, smooth.
I put a zipper pull on the inside zippered pocket to make it easier to find when you reach into the bag and trying to open it to find the jewelry or the bandanas that I put in the pocket.
Alright, there we go. Nice and tight. Okay. I'm not too worried about what this jump ring was going to look, what this was going to look.
This is how my finished bag looks. I'm very pleased with it. It holds up very well to being stuffed into a closet and then pulled back out. I look forward to making another garment bag for my show clothes. I'd love to see how yours come out.